sort of custom clothing made when I used to wear traditional clothes in India. Now when I go, I either wear, a dhoti and a Western style shirt or just straight Western style clothes. I don't wear kurta and pajama or any of those traditional things because I try to look like the people around me, looking less like a, what would the Indians say? It's like,
I love the kurta and the Punjabis, and they're making them in that color.
Yeah. So kurta pajama. I don't know how to enable. Let me see. Hold on. Manual caption, disable caption, subtitle settings. So when the PowerPoint is up, you will have closed captioning set up. Use third party. I'm not going to. No. Third party. All right, we'll give this a try. All right. Subtitling, is it working? Okay, Atlas, I'm sorry. I don't have that set up, but when the PowerPoint comes up, I will have the captions will come. I don't know how to do a caption. Yeah, can someone walk me through that?
What is a caption?
It's closed captioning.
What does that mean?
Words below. The words written on the screen.
I love hearing everybody.
API. I've copied the API token. What does that even mean? Set up manual. No, I want subtitling. General accessibility. All right, let's see. Maybe it'll work. Okay, is it captioning? We got always show captions. It'll look like that. I'm gonna make the font size kind of large. Okay, let's see if this works. Enable. Doesn't look like it's captioning. Is anyone seeing captions? I'm not. All right, I'll have to do research on how to do that. It says I'm here, but I'm in bed in a lot of pain. Can you not call in? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's all right, Janelle. I totally hear where you're coming from. If I do call on you, just say no, and I will say okay if I get excitable. All right, so to start the class, I'm sorry I can't figure out the captioning. Again, the dunderheaded professor. The way I usually get around that is I have a PowerPoint presentation. The PowerPoint captions usually better than Zoom does, in my experience. So, from your homework, first off, let me spotlight myself here. First off, most important, where am I? Right here. Spotlight for everyone. I know y'all must be tired because I'm hitting Thursday and I'm exhausted. We did buy a new car though. We bought a new car yesterday. That was very exciting. Got a brand new Subaru. My partner has money and now we stand around going, ah, did we spend too much money? That Harvard money can't come soon enough. Excuse me, Arlen. Okay. First things first. The big problem. Let's see that. I'm just going to call on somebody. What's the difference between these two?
I'm cheating because I asked you this question.
One's farther away.
Yeah, there's a little space here. And really, so what you have here is Rava, which means the sun or to cry out, and Ka, which is one of the primordial sounds of the universe. This, once you start, like now that you look on the page, like if you look at your Sandhi, if you look at your homework, when you look at it and go, okay, is that a Ka or a Rava? And if you look specifically on number 2 in part A, you'll see that the Ka and the Rava are put right together because Guy Levitt's messing with you. So that's one that a number of people got. You're going to see the error, and I sent you an answer key, and you're going to go, oh, I see it now. But now that you've had the experience of getting it confused, it's going to be locked in your head. Okay. Now, there are a number of other places where folks had like conjunct consonants and whatnot that gave them a little bit of trouble. Does anybody want to point some of them out? And I'd be happy to write them now. So take a second and take a look. Any questions? Oh, and one important thing. And part B, 2, you see, This should be shubham. And I just corrected it in my head as I read it until at one point I noticed somebody got it wrong. And then I looked and I went, they didn't get it wrong. The paper's wrong. So it's shu, like the Shiva Shah. Okay, other questions?
Don't erase it, wait.
I can write it again.
Okay.
I can write it pretty darn fast. So it's
And
shu bum. Was it with a ma at the end, or I'm just gonna put the nasal on it because that's how it should look.
Okay,
And
thank
so
you.
that's
I know I had a question on that. Thank you.
Do you have a question specifically about this? Any more on this?
Yes.
Okay, one student,
Oh,
I
not
don't
on
even
this.
remember who, did have a little bit of confusion, which made perfect sense to me when I thought about it. Between, and y'all should pay attention to this because someday you're going to teach this script to other people. Between this and this. So that's sha, right? And that's a duh. But when you think about it like this, those do kind of look alike. So remember this, this confusion for when you are, and I'm sure you will in your various yoga classes, end up teaching this script. Well, you know, because it's good and you'll feel cool because you can write out the yogasanas in Sanskrit, in Devanagari on the board. And I'm sure all of you by this point can quickly recognize what does that say?
Yeah. Yogasana.
Yogasana. See, look at how far you've all come. All right. Any other? I should have gone through and like circled some of these, but yeah, throw one or two of them out to me if you had any questions, specifically on specific conjunct consonants.
Yeah, I have a question. This is Tanya. It's, I think, like the 6th line down after like the title, the last word. Is
Sixth
that-
line down after the title.
After the title.
Okay.
Oh, on transliterate number 2 after the heart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So akritani. Give me your
No,
best
on the biggie
approximation.
packet.
Huh?
On the biggie packet.
Okay, we'll do that one later.
Oh, sorry. I'm
We're
sorry.
just working on the worksheet right now. We're gonna get to that
Never mind that.
then. Okay. At the end of class, just like I did last class, if we have time to get through the PowerPoint, I will just read through the rest of it. I read through the Heart Sutra at the end of class last time. That's recorded on the video. I'll just read through the rest of it out loud because that's due tonight. So hopefully,
okay.
hopefully you'll.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's doing a number of things. One, you've already looked at it. You're kind of confused. And then you hear it and then you're like, oh, that's what it is. And then the sound is coded to the symbol.
Mhm.
All right.
I just have a question on sha.
Yes. Which sha?
Sha with the line over the S.
All right. Let's real quick review on shas because there were a couple of people that got a little confused on this.
Well, I just am curious, like on the syllabary that's colorful, the sha just looks so different from that. I'm just curious, like what will we see more of? Is it
You will
more
see it
often?
in two ways. That's what it kind of looks like on the syllabary. Sha.
Sort of.
And then I also was telling you that sometimes the sha will go like this. Why? This is because I'm thinking in two languages at once. Why can't I do that? See, it's not just you. I've been doing this forever. There we go. So that would be shrew. So that's a sha, and that's a ra that comes off of it. So let me pop over to that syllabary real quick on my screen. And where are you? Where are you? Once I look at it, then I can reproduce it. Oh, no, wrong symbol. Okay, your sha there looks like. Let me look at the initial characters. Rola ya 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 sha. Okay. Ah, I see, because it has that extra loop. You will see that. So it'll go like that, and then kind of down like that. Most people write this way, but you'll see this more often in print. And remember, these are all sha. It's the same sha as Shiva. But yes, and that, I'm glad that they have these regional variations that you're seeing expressed on the Arnaniti, on the syllabary, because otherwise you just go and you start reading the different fonts and you're like, what the heck is that? And then you ask someone and they go, oh, that's just a sha. And you go, well, why is it written completely different? And pretty much every Sanskrit speaker and reader will go, because it is, and that's it. That's the only reason they'll give you. So it's just different ways of writing the letters. You know, just to make it harder, because this language isn't hard enough. Okay, other questions. So good question on the sha, by the way. But yeah, so sha, or as Levitt does it, I have to look at it to do it differently. But remember, you're still kind of looking at this little like two looking thing. So that's sha, and then you have, this is sha, the little dot under it, and this is sa. So code that in your mind. Shiva,
Dr.
Shashti, Sita. Yes.
Could you explain the difference between the sha and the sha? Because I can't quite keep that straight. It seems subtle right now. The
At
sounds.
this
I mean.
point, what I want you to do is, and this will become clear when you have more practice chanting. So I want you to pronounce this one and this one the same. Just pronounce it like that. But this one has to be sa, front of the mouth. Sa, sa, sa. This one, sha, sha. And really, here's the difference. Listen to the two words. One, Shiva, Shiva, Purusha, Purusha. Shiva, Purusha. And I can't really, so it's like a sha and a sha. Sha, sha, sha. Like one, it has this little like almost a raising tone to it, even though Sanskrit isn't really tonal. That's the way I've always kind of remembered it. But if you just go
I found
sha
that
One is
it's
retroflex.
Oh.
what? Well, yeah, Purusha, sha, sha, sha. So there's sha, sha, and sha, sha. So it's more retroflexy, yes. But honestly, don't worry about it. Just keep it all sha for now. You'll be good. And then when you're chanting, you'll get the nuance of it. Because the other thing that you'll learn is, and we're going to discover this later, is one of the reasons why a sa is spelled this way is, of course, because of the other letters around it. So generally, if you have an R in the syllable before this one, if it would initially be spelled that way, it turns into this. So if you were looking at a word called Purusa, which sounds wrong, because the ra, put your tongue right there. So going Purusa, Purusha, Purusha. So it's kind of about how the phonetics are built into the language. Okay, conjunct consonants.
There was an interesting diagram that Dr. Ben Williams had on the video I was listening to, but I don't find it to, I guess I can just look at it on there. I didn't find it to print. And it's about where the mouth and the tongue is.
That's about
the
homoorganic. That's about homoorganic sibilants. We'll get there. I promise. We'll get there, but I want to give that to you in a very specific context. Alice, I can see your actual hand up right now.
There we go. Okay, so just a small question and specific thing. Let's see if I can do this. Right there.
Right where? I can't see you anymore. You've disappeared.
Yeah, I'm showing you what I wrote down.
I can't get you to come up.
Can you see what I wrote on the paper?
No, I can't see you right now. Hold on. I have to expand my
no,
screen
got it.
to be able to see you. Everybody who is especially in the same room together needs to mute yourselves. Yeah, I can hear whoever's talking. I still can't get you to come up, Atlas. This is where I'm at. Marta, please, are you? No, Marta's muted. Okay, there we go. Atlas, where are you? Why doesn't, see, this is where I'm not as good at synchronous classes. Atlas, just tell me what you need, and I will write it for you. If you want me to verify, there, now I can see you. Put your paper.
You said you can see me?
I can see you right now. Give me your paper.
Right there.
Uh-huh. So those are both acceptable. So you have, this is a na and a ta. So that's probably the most proper. But in printed form, you'll see the na sometimes that's like that. So it like comes right off the base. I think it's a little more elegant having it come out a little bit further.
I just kind of noticed in some work I was doing on something else, I don't remember what it was, that like when you're getting into long strings of conjuncts, like 3, 4 consonants together,
Yeah.
that to me at least, I found it looked more elegant if you could do what you could to kind of do the vertical stacking versus all of it completely horizontal.
Poor Atlas. Allow me to show you what's called a pinda. Now, you've heard in your Tantra class about bija mantras. A bija mantra is a seed mantra. It doesn't have any real meaning. Like a very common one is cream, 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 shreem, from one of the mantras I used to do. Now, in Jainism, they are horrible human beings in this. And they have these. I'll do that. They have this one that I've been trying to figure out how to elegantly write because I've only seen it. And here, look. So that's a re. And then from the re from place I've seen, then they put a this and they join them together for no reason. But what I'm thinking happens here is they stack seed mantras together to the point that you don't actually have, you have even less semantic meaning. It can't be pronounced. Like it'll have this, but then it'll also be printed out with like a ksha or something like that before it. It's really weird. So what I think is happening is what you see in what's called sigil magic and modern chaos magic. Has anyone ever heard of that? Someone needs to mute themselves, please.
The only person that I see with the not muted is Marta.
Marta, please mute yourself.
I'm in silence, but I'll.
I know it's this background.
There we go. Okay. So in chaos magic, just look, get this for free. We have a thing called sigils. And the idea is a sigil is a non-semantic thing. So you take like, I want good grade test. That's your desire. So the first thing they'll do is they'll cut out all the vowels. Then they'll mix them up in some way and design them. So I've got, that's a na. So I'd go like, there's the duh. Then I've already got a G, need an R in there. Got a T already, and then an S. Let's make it really wacky right in there. So then they'll look at this, and you can still sort of see consonants. But then they'll go even further, and they'll kind of say, well, where's my shape of intersection points? Here, 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 and here. And from there, these whack jobs, will make some sort of I need another color. I don't have another color. Oh well. I'll just see there. Then they'll design a shape that's like that. Then they meditate on that shape. And the idea is the shape has all the energy of your will, of your desire, of your spell. So then they meditate on the shape. And the idea is that you're focusing your intention without semantic value and perfectly putting your will out into the world. Now, just think about it. No, they get weirder. They charge them. How do they charge them? They meditate on these things, or others make the mystical diagram, meditate upon it, to kind of think about it, and they've got it clear in their head, and then they wait for something biologically intense, like a sneeze. So they try to sneeze with it, and that will catalyze it out, or have an orgasm, or urinate, or a bowel movement, or I don't know, a fit of laughter. And it's thought that that charge in that diagram sends it out into the world. So that's what I think is going on with these seed mantras sometimes. In the tantras, is they make them so unpronounceable that you can only sort of visualize them, and it takes the semantic value out of the figure, which enhances its ritual value. That's my guess. All right, so some conjunct consonants. Oh, okay, here's one that was kind of great. Some of you got this, others of you didn't. I don't hold against you in any way because it's a tricky one. So we had, that was, yeah. I'm remembering how to do this. Oh, this is the problem. I'm not good at going between. So that's bu to. But you also had which is you can find this one on the number 3 in part A. You'll see budho and then budva. So one means the awakened one, the Buddha, and budva, having awakened. That's actually a gerund. But if you see there's a duh, then there's an aspirated duh, and then there's a sneaky little wa in there, sneaky little v. So that was one that I want you to keep paying attention to. Can I erase that now? Or does anybody want me to? Let's see, what's another one? Oh, yeah. So you're going to see one of these consonants, one of these conjunct consonants a lot. So we had creet. Is it? Oh, creet. Can't keep that word in my head. Creet. I want it to be obium. Yeah, all right. Oh, badia. So that's cree, and then nt, and then and then BH D Y A M. So you're going to actually see that one a lot because it's in a declension paradigm that we have. What were the other ones that I saw? Anybody have? I mean, you had adbhuta. That was one that I saw got a little tricky. That one as a word I know well. It means a portent. So like a sign that something bad is going to happen. Adbhuta. Y'all see that? Just worried there's too much glare or something. Okay, unless I have another specific question, I'm gonna move on to our PowerPoint.
Can I ask a quick general homework question?
All of them,
So releasing perfectionism. However, the big project that we passed in a couple weeks ago, I feel so much wiser 2 weeks later. So would it be worth like looking at and redoing, or are you more curious about our progress in general? I was thinking about that.
If you completed it before, you're fine. If you didn't complete it, submit the completed one.
Got
If
it.
you completed it before, it's fine. Really, more than anything, I try to make exercises that are learning experiences. They're not for me to just assess and give you points on. By doing them, they're good for you. I try to do that in all my classes.
Perfect. Thank you.
But yeah, if you've already completed the whole darn thing, you're good. Okay. With that note, we are back to Sandhi. The dreaded Sandhi. Now, come on now, you. Where is my Zoom thing? One of these days I'll get good at this. Okay, here we go. What I want to do is go back for a quick second. And remember I was talking about Sandhi. And here we see Michael Jerryson, Fawn Jerryson, and Sienna Sandhi Jerryson. The thing is, you have two vowels or two consonants. And as they come together, they clash, like Michael and his lovely wife. But if you alter them a little bit, they come together perfectly, like their perfect daughter. So as you're thinking about Sandhi, I want you to constantly be keeping in your head, this sounds better. And when you say it out loud, I know I keep saying it out loud, you go, I can't tell if it sounds better or not, but in time, you will qualitatively hear how things sound better. So our first lesson we learned was short plus short equals long So here, Ramena saha agachat sita. All right, so there they all are all separated and ugly and nasty. Together, we have Ramena saha agachat sita. Ramena saha agachat sita. Ramena saha agachat sita. Pleasant. So Guy Levitt tells us to remember the word cha and the word uppy. Cha and uppy go together to be choppy. So but and. So we learned the lesson, long A or short A plus a long A or a short A equals a long A. Yes, we're doing review. Review is good. Now, we have here the same darn thing. Now, if we have long A plus short A, we get a long A again. Sitaya agachat Sumitra. Sitaya agachat Sumitra. Sitaya agachat Sumitra. Sitaya agachat Sumitra. It's beautiful that way. And once again, what's our rule from Guy Levitt? Cha plus uppy equals choppy. Eagle pose. Garuda asana. Garuda asana. So you have Garuda, short long asana. Garuda asana sounds awful. Garuda asana sounds beautiful. Somebody tell me who Garuda is. Anybody?
A
Vehicle
bird.
of Lord Vishnu.
All right. We got a bird. I heard an incarnation of Vishnu, or the vehicle of Vishnu, his Vahana. Vahana is a great word.
Is the word that we're looking at, should it have a line over the A?
It does have a line over the A.
I don't see it.
Look in the black above.
Oh,
Yeah. That's where I have it written rightly. I just wanted you to have the picture so you could associate. So what I'm getting at here is Garuda is actually a deity in and of himself. He's very commonly worshipped, associated with Vishnu. In Nepal, they have these just glorious images of him, and I should have put some up for you. Garuda is a mystical, magical, powerful giant bird or eagle. In Tibetan, he's called Kyun. He's called the Kyun Ki, the Kyun bird. So the Kyun, I don't need to be in Tibetan right now. The Garuda, he is also an enemy of snakes, Sarpa. or Thapa in your reading here. And he is also the dispenser of healing items and healing herbs in general, but especially for snake bites. So I always like to look at religion and think about what are like the physical aspects of it. Where is a reflection of the body in religion? So knowing that people are envenomated, we need a deity that can take care of envenomation. But snakes are weird. Why don't you go to Shiva, who has a snake around him all the time, around his neck, for a snake bite cure? Nope. You go to Garuda. And I wonder if this is an observation in nature of eagles and poisonous snakes battling, as you can see on the Mexican flag. And I wonder if there's a carryover from concerns before Hinduism about the treatment of snake bite. And that's what caused this particular deity to become, I think there was a bird deity that was elevated to be the deity, to be the vehicle of Vishnu, and also a deity of himself. Incidentally, in the early times when Alexander the Great marched into India, yeah, the Greeks took India, he found a number of Brahmins, and he took these Brahmins and he put them in his army to treat the snake bite cures because they could do it. So there's this dilemma of we as scientific materialists are like, you can't use mantras and these specific herbs to treat snake bite. But Alexander the Great said the Brahmins could. So maybe there's something there. Current research into Garuda Vidya, the science of Garuda and the science of poisons, has suggested that we are going to very soon find that some of these traditional herbs will have medical effects. They note, in particular, my pal Michael Slober notes, that in China, they've recently found a traditional treatment for a poison remedy that when studied in laboratories increases like cell metabolism in some way. I can't remember the details. But the question is always, should we dismiss folk religion and folk magic as mere quackery? Or maybe we should see them as the recordings of so many people trying to make sense of the world and maybe get a few things right. That's my little rant on Garuda. Long A plus short A equals long A. Notice that everything's becoming long A. That's why this is the first Sandhi rule you learn. Sitaya agachati ramaha. Sitaya agachati ramaha. Just notice how much easier it is to say. The syllables condense. Sitaya agachati ramaha. Sitaya agachati ramaha. And that's where I'm saying it sounds better as your ear is attuned to Sanskrit. So what's our rule from Guy Levitt? Cha plus uppy and plus but and equals choppy. Why do I keep repeating it? I'm trying to bore it into your heads. You're trying to bore us pretty well, or you're real effective. Okay, now. Oh, I gotta get my other screen. This is the one, so you have this, in particular, you have this, you have this particular one. No, that's my wrong one. Come on. Goldman, chapter 3, Sandhi. No, that's not the one. See, I had them all out really nice. Goldman, chapter 3, Sandhi. Go into my thingy. Hate that. Goldman, chapter 3, Sandhi. Oh my goodness. I might have really bungled this up. I think I edited this to put it up. I wonder if I have an older version. Ooh, that stinks. Okay, well, we're gonna have to go with it this way. Sorry, y'all. Not gonna be as pretty. I had nice words on here for you, and now I had nice pictures, and I think I accidentally deleted them when I cut it short. Okay, so y'all can see this now, Goldman coalescences. Now we're getting to a more difficult part of things. We've seen that long and short plus long and short equals long Do these apply to other letters? This principle in which initial and final consonants that are vowels that are the same vowel, whether short or long, create one long vowel is kind of constant. So what I want you to have in your head is not unlike when and come together, any type of and it makes long So here, and whenever they come together, become long So for E plus E, we have long E. And now it is time to call on students. All right, where are your little faces? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? No, go away. There. Okay, Bianca Eden, you're the first one. Bianca, you out there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, this is your first one here. Starts with gotcha me. Go for it.
Wait, where's your cursor?
You see my cursor?
Okay. That's not saw. I thought that looks like a saw.
That's a guh. So if it was saw, it would have a full line underneath it. For a guh, you have that, you have a long line, one line facing down, and then another one that's facing down halfway with a little nubbin at the end. That's guh.
Okay. So guh, E, that's an E. Good. Is that a cha?
Yes. Remember what I was saying when you get a cha and a cha, you just make it a little bit longer. Gotch.
Okay, good. Gotcha. That is a ta. Yeah. So gacha, ta.
Okay, that last syllable.
Oh, no, good
is
cha.
cha. What? What is it?
Good chat.
Gacha ma. Ma.
Good chat ma.
Gacha me.
Good chat me.
No, gacha me.
Good cha me.
There you go. You got it. Perfect. What's the next one?
Ah.
Hmm.
Good. Is that a ga?
No, you got that's an initial vowel.
Oh yeah. Ga.
You got it.
Aga.
It's not it's another one. Remember I was saying that this is E plus E equals long E, or what we would say I, but the sound is E. So there's another.
Wait, I'm talking about the G-A, like ga.
Yeah.
Ga, and then I've been seeing that conjunct a lot, but I forget what it is.
You're right. That's it's an unaspirated cha plus an aspirated cha. So it becomes gutcha.
Gotcha. T.
Gotcha me.
Gotcha me. Where's the M?
It's right after the cha-cha. You see ga. Look, I have it. It is actually transliterated down here. So gotcha me.
Okay.
We might be on a
Gotcha
different
me.
slide. Are we on a different
I
slide?
don't see any M.
All right, hold on, wait a minute.
Okay,
Oh, I bet I know
wait,
what's
I'm
going
not
on. No
this
wonder you're
slow.
confused. Professor Error. Can you see that now?
That's
Oh my
better.
gosh. Okay.
All right, yeah, all right.
I was like, oh my god, this changes everything. I thought I was kind of getting it.
Error code, error code,
Okay.
error code. All right. Read
All
this
right.
one for me. I know
Let me
you
read
got
this one then. So gotcha. No, gotch. Me.
Gotcha me. Yeah.
Gotcha me. E-E-T.
There you go.
E-T.
Mm-hmm.
Vadati. Vadati.
Excellent. And in my previous version of this, I had little pictures and I had the translation all nice, but then I screwed it up. Maybe I can find it again. Who knows? So,
Thank
yeah.
God I read that one, but the other one I was like, holy crap, I need to drop this class.
No. For a minute, I was like, what happened? You had this before. All right.
Yeah, no.
So you've got gachami iti vadati. Now read the second one.
Gachamiti, gachamiti, vadati.
Yes. So it's the same. What's different in it? It's
They
the same.
combined the gachami and the et. into
Yeah.
one
So gachami iti vadati. Vadati means he said. Iti is like a quotation mark, and gachami, I'm coming. Or actually says, I go. So I'm going. Gachami iti vadati. He said I'm going. So listen as you hear me say it again. Gachami iti vadati. Gachamiti vadati. There you go. So Guy Levitt, whom I really do think you could memorize Gachami iti vadati, Gachamiti vadati, or you could memorize api, which means rather, and then eva, which can also mean rather or. So api and eva will be words you will be very familiar with as tiny little words that are common in Sanskrit. But api plus eva equals apiva. And I screwed that up because it's not that. It is eva. Come here, you. Can't believe I screwed that up. Okay. So if you see there, api plus eva equals apiva. What are we always remembering? That whatever version of I, whether this little E sound, this little I sound, E and E, when they come together, whether long or short, become long E. Now, moving right along. Let's make sure I spelled everything right here. I look over it real quick. Let me give you the actual answer. Oh, this is like my earliest version of this thing, and I did so much more with it. That's frustrating. Okay. Now I need another volunteer. I'm gonna go with Devin. So I want you to read. So oo plus oo equals long oo. So I want you to read starting here with ka.
Kuru utama.
Excellent. Can you read the second one?
Urutama.
And remember, that's that funny oo. What does that funny oo signify?
What do you mean by funny oo?
That long oo that's above the ra.
That it's a long oo?
Yeah, it's just a long oo. And the reason why I'm bringing this back is because we've had a couple of y'all have gotten a little confused on that one. And I get it, because the oos are formed different ways. Can't they just be formed one way? No. So Kurutama, so Kuru is a clan of people, the Kauravas, the bad guys in the Bhagavad Gita. Uttama means like ultimate or supreme. So the supreme Kuru fellow. Now, if you wanted to remember Kurutama, you can do that. I support you. I mean, that's all good. But Guy Levitt has this lovely example. It's much shorter. Bahu Udaka. So can anybody guess what Bahu Udaka is going to sound like? Jared.
Bahudaka.
There you go. And it's going to be spelled just like it sounds. So Jared, tell me, what is the rule that we're learning here? Say it out loud for me.
Oo plus oo equals oo.
I couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. Love it. Bahudaka. Bahudaka. So what is Bahudaka? Bahu means a lot, and Udaka means water. So for me, Bahudaka is easier for me to remember than kurutama. So let me tell you a little story. And that's that back when Michael and I were in grad school, I looked at, actually, I'm going to wait until another point. You'll get this story in a minute. All right. Now, this is where this story becomes important. We have the coalescence or the combination of a short A or a long A with a different sounding vowel. Here, short A with long E, or short E for that matter, long E or short E, will become A. So somebody actually, no, I'm calling on people, aren't I? I'm going to go back to Jared. Can you read me this first example?
Plus E equals E.
Very good. Now give me some more. Read the example under it.
Oh. Maha plus Isha
Yeah.
is Mahesh.
Mahesha, exactly. And that's a name for Shiva. It means great Lord. Now, you've probably heard this prefix Maha before. You've heard of the Mahabharata, the great Bharata tale. Maybe you've heard of Mahayoga, the Mahayoga Tantras. Or maybe you've heard of the Buddhist school Mahayana, the great vehicle. So you know Maha, it just means great. My buddy Chris used to talk about his car in college. He said, it's a Mahayana. It's a greater vehicle. It's a greater vehicle. So Mahayana would be, we'll just put that in there right there. Now, that's a long A, Aaron. Mahayana, the greater vehicle. So here, Maha plus Isha, which means Lord, means great Lord. Mahisha, one of my favorite Indian pals in Grand Rapids who I met and I used to house it for, his name was unbelievably cool. Mahi Mahesh. So in Hindi and a lot of vernaculars, what they do is they take those last little uhs at the end and drop it off. So someone whose name in Sanskrit would be Ramasingha would be Ram Singh. Mahi Mahesha becomes Mahi Mahesh. Mahi Mahesha literally means the great Lord of the earth. Mahi meaning earth, Mahaisha. So names for Shiva. Now, personally, I think you should memorize Mahesha. That's what I always remember it by. But Guy Levitt's got a nice little thing down here. Let's have Jared read Guy Levitt's example.
Let's see. Cha plus Iha equals Cheha.
Exactly. So just like we have Mahaisha, Mahesha, what sounds better? Mahaisha, let me even try to say it as nice as I can. Mahaisha, or Mahesha, Cha-iha, Cheha. Your mouth does less work. There's a certain concision to the way that Sandhi really allows you to write and even think and even speak. All right. Josh. Are you Joshua or Josh? I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Why don't you, so up here, we're looking at and again, either or short with another dissimilar vowel. Here, short oo. So, can you read this bad boy for me? And I had such a great picture of a dude with a giant belly on this. It was so good. I'm so proud of myself.
So you want me to read the second line?
Yeah.
So la mba.
So put the ma and the ba together.
Lamba.
There you go. Perfect.
Lamba. Udara.
Udara. Don't turn it into Hindi there, buddy.
Yeah. Lamba udara.
My Hindi teachers are always like, stop putting an at the end of everything. I'm like, you stop taking the off everything. All right, say that beautiful word for me again.
So it becomes lumbedada.
If
right?
plus u equals o.
So I couldn't see that an O was sprouting. Lambodara.
There you go. There you go. You got it. Maybe I just don't want to put it into presentation mode because then I can't correct it. And I know there's gonna be errors because this was an early draft. Oh, I'm mad. So this is what I remember. And here's the real trick of it. When you see an O, you got to realize it could be an O that's in the middle of a word, or it could be an and an oo that have turned into an O. So you need to be suspicious of O's. So Josh, go down and read our Guy Levitt example. You out there, Josh?
Sorry, I was muted. Na plus udika equals nodika.
That's beautiful. Now, we had Udica before. What was that? Read this one for me, Josh.
Yeah, so bahu plus udika, bahudika.
Yeah. Or if you want to reverse it, bahudika equals bahu plus udika. So that means lots of water. What do you think this one means? Na udika.
No water.
Pretty universal. Yeah, you got it. You just translated Sanskrit with no help. How do you feel about that? You just did it.
I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, I'm impressed with you. So here again, there's a couple of ways to remember this. You can remember it na plus udaka equals nodaka. You can remember plus u equals o, but that does not ever stick into my head. Some people it does. Or you can remember lambodara, but I also think it's important to memorize it in reverse. So you remember lambodara equals lamba udara. So each time you're doing it, or you're saying nodaka equals na udaka, when you do it that way, nodaka na udaka, no water, in that way you're coding that if I see nodaka, I see na udaka. You're also thinking if I see na and udaka, I see nodaka. See how I keep reversing those? Trying to get over and over again into our head that short or long plus u equals o. And when you see an o, you should be suspect because it could be an or an u. Yeah, it stinks. It's Sandhi, but trust me, in time, you will get this. All right, I've abused Josh enough. It's time for Lindsay. Lindsay is going to explain and with another dissimilar vowel. Here, re. Now, this one's a little tricky. Plus re equals r. And notice on that r, there's a little virama. So in this one, say, you go ahead, do your thing.
Ari.
Yeah. So plus re equals r.
Sorry, my tongue is not working. Jesus Christ.
That's how tongues work. Your tongue is learning the Sanskrit just as much as your brain is. And the funny thing is, you'll find that the way you use your mouth by doing this very mouth-oriented and sound-oriented language, you'll become much more aware of it. So read the example there.
The one of the word down.
Yeah, that's maha. Okay. Yeah.
Maharshi.
Yeah. So maha plus rishi equals maharshi. And I had a beautiful picture of Maharshi Maharaja Mahesh Yogi, or whatever his name was, the Transcendental Meditation guy. So Maha, what did Maha mean again? Like Mahayana or Mahayoga. Yeah. Great. It's a greater vehicle. So do you know the word Rishi?
No, but I think it might be seer.
Well, it is actually seer.
That it looks like it's right there. So that was helpful.
Well, you're supposed to pretend you don't see that. And that was also supposed to pop up with animation. So, and you're going to get a guess. So to see is usually like drishti or darshana. We have this very early term that comes from the Vedas called a rishi. Now, rishis are said to be seers. So rishi translates to be seers. But more accurately, they're hearers. The rishis were the first humans who were able to hear the sound of the Vedas, the Rig Veda especially, the first Veda. The idea is the Rig Veda wasn't written by a person. it manifests everywhere at all times. My first Hinduism teacher would always say, look, it's like you have a radio and there's radio waves going all over the place. The rishis were the ones who could tune in the dial and understand the signals. So the Vedas are said to be apaurushaya, and that's from the word purusha, which we've seen a couple of times, and it's strengthened. So paurusha goes from a person to sort of personness, and then in front of it means not. So they're apaurushaya. They are personless. They are completely personless. This means that they were not written by man, nor even God. They fundamentally exist. The Maharishis were considered the greatest of the rishis. So here we have Maha plus Ri. You notice that it drops the Ma. So long short plus Ri equals just AR. So Maharshi, great seer. So what do we have from Guy Levitt down here? Who was I just harassing? It was Bree, right? Get in down here. Tell me what this is down here. You out there? Are you muted again? Did you mute yourself? Hello, Bree.
I think it was Lindsay that was.
Oh, sorry, Lindsay.
I can unmute myself now.
I stink at names. Don't mind me. I'll get them down by the end of the semester.
Are we doing the bottom part of the one?
Yeah, do that second part. That second one.
Thar. Two.
You're really close. So this is a good point. Let's get on that for a second. So the ta, that's dental. So it's a ta. That's in that dental class of syllables. So a ta plus ritu, ataritu becomes atartu. Now, that means something like ritu means like order. So like ordered thusly. So here our rule is long A plus short A plus the re sound is R. R. So atartu or Maharshi. And then you got to remember, how are you going to remember this? Are you going to remember Maharshi equals Maharishi or atartu equals atartu? But what do you know? You know that when you see an R, you can be suspect that it could be something else. It could be something that's been Sandhiized. Whoop. Excuse me. I ate Chinese food for lunch. Okay. The coalescence of A plus A equals I. And it is Marta's turn.
Okay. A plus A equals I.
Exactly. Or you can remember I equals A plus A.
I equals A plus A. And then the next line says tra.
Perfect.
Plus ava. So we have an treva, because it
Triva.
Triva.
Say the whole thing again for me.
Okay. Tra plus ava equals a triva.
One more time.
A tra and ava. So they have to change to AI, and
Right.
that becomes a triva.
Now say it in reverse for me. Say
A
atra.
triva
Yeah.
is the coalescence of a and a.
There you go. So atra plus ava equals a triva. A triva, atra eva. So you can even memorize it just atra eva a triva. You don't just make that into a mantra. Atra eva a triva. Atra eva a triva. Now, Guy Levitt has another one down here, which is a much better example in many ways, because this is a word you will see constantly in Sanskrit. Very common. Well, it's two words, but they come together. So Marta, take a swing at that one.
Okay, so that first letter, it always.
I know you want to make it you want to make it a ja, but it's a cha.
Yeah, it's a cha.
Yep.
And then Ava. So we have and a is gonna come into I. So chiva.
Yeah. Now say cha ava chiva.
Cha Ava chiva.
Now say chiva cha ava.
Chiva cha Ava.
Cha ava chiva.
Cha Ava chiva.
Cha ava chiva.
Cha Ava chiva.
Chiva cha ava.
Chiva che. Chiva cha Ava.
Now this is where you can start making a fun game. Now, unfortunately, you're all not on campus together, and this is kind of the stuff that we used to do in my Sanskrit class. I would run up to somebody and I would say, choppy, and they'd say, cha-uppy. Or someone would run up to me and say, cha-uppy, and I'd say, choppy. And he'd come through again and he'd go, uppiva, uppy eva, uppy eva. And I'm going to tell you more about this. Or imagine if like you ran up to Ben and just like yelled, bahudika, and he yelled, bahudika. But these are the ways, just getting these in your head, constant repetition. So, greet your Sanskrit pals in every class and say, cheha, until they say, cha-iha. Yeah, be obnoxious about it. Make Sundari do it too. Are you all in the Tantra class at all?
I think next semester.
Okay, all right. So you all have like you have Sanskrit and the yoga history and philosophy, right?
Who teaches Tantra?
The one teaching it right now is a woman named Sundari Johansson. She's pretty cool. I know her well, but I bet Dr. Williams should be back next semester, I believe, and he will be teaching the Tantra class. It's
I've been excited
great
to take that
class. I mean, I know Tantra in one way. He knows Tantra in another way. He just knows the depths of the scholasticism and of Abhinavagupta. And I'm thinking with this Harvard gig that I'm working on, I want to have him write about Abhinavagupta and write about mysticism in Tantra. He seems to be the best person I can think of to really. Yeah, he does it right. He speaks about it well. He's very eloquent. I think Dr. Williams is going to be my guy for mysticism and Tantra. But I'm going to have somebody else to like describe like the full range of that era, because his knowledge of Abhinavagupta and the Kashmiri stuff is amazing. But I want somebody else that can do more of like the Bengali stuff at the same time and the Western Indian stuff and put it all together. But yeah, you'll enjoy that class. That's a heck of a class. When I hang out with Ben, it's a lot of me yelling and screaming, and then me just shutting up and listening to him wax eloquently about whatever dumbass question I asked. And
Can I ask it?
And I'm usually a better person for it. Ask me a dumbass question. I love dumbass questions.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, it's not that dumbass, but is udaka, speaking of that, related to the word dukkha and dakini, or no?
Not at all. But that's actually all right. Let's stop for a second. That's worth talking about. That's actually really worth talking about. So that's a different spelling. What we're looking at here with udaka, and this is really exciting because you're picking up on sort of the resonances of the language. So we've got udaka. All right, udaka. Now, and this is where I'm actually going to teach you some grammar in advance. This is a bad marker. This is a good marker. I need to get more markers. That is duck. So it's a different duh, but it's the same ka. However, duck, we don't ever see this. It means demon, in general. It also means, intriguingly in Hindi, it also means male, as in like the mailman is a duckwala. That's another thing. However, you have this word that you might see, maybe if I spelled it right, you might see this one. It gets out of the way. Okay, what does that say? That's a ka. It's my bad spelling, but it's a ka.
Dakin.
Is that
You got it. It's dakin. Now, if you can't tell me what this word means, I'm going to shoot you. What is that? Anybody?
Yogin.
Yogin. So dakin, yokin. This is that EE thing. There's a reason why I'm making the distinction here. You'll see in a minute. So, do you ever see the word yogin just written around? No, you often see yogi, right?
I've seen Yogin and I've expressed to
then
people
hold your
Yogin.
horses. We'll get to you in a minute. So you see yogi. Yogi is actually yogin. And this is, we're going to learn about this later as we go along. So yogi becomes yogin. So what dakin would be, and I've only seen this once, would be it would be daki, like yogi. Daki, like yogi. Now, if you wanted to make a note, I'm going to take all this away and I'm going to blow your minds, or maybe not. All right, this is the fun stuff. This is Sanskrit class is shit. I wasn't feeling well, but now that I'm teaching Sanskrit, I'm feeling great. The highlight of my week. I don't know about yours. I'm gonna get tortured by this strange man. All right. Read those.
Dakini Yogini.
Exactly. Now, what is a yogini?
A female
yoga
yoga practitioner.
Maybe these days. Clearly, y'all don't know the work of my PhD advisor, David Gordon White. Yoginis are animal-headed witches, and they fly about. And if you're lucky and you worship them properly, they'll come down and initiate you into tantra, maybe have sex with you, maybe give you magic powers. Because when we look into the background, the word yogini as female practitioners of yogi, very rarely found in all of the Sanskrit literature. So I think I heard that you can see occasionally sadhavi, which means a good person. But this term yogini that you hear around the yoga world, very, very rare to refer to a female yoga practitioner. Generally, a yogini, animal-headed witch. And if you're a tantric virile hero, if you approach them, they may give you magic powers. Or as Wendy Doniger says, you could be their darling, you could be their dinner. Look out, be careful. So, up here, dakini. So we had yogin, and now it has a long I on it. Here we have dakin, just the same, long I on it. What's a dakini?
A
They fly
magical,
around.
witchy goddess.
Yeah, they're like wisdom goddesses in the Tibetan tradition and in Indian Tantra. But for the most part, I actually see them in the text I read. They're scary witches. They're not animal-headed, though. They're not described as often. If you go to a yogini temple in India, the oldest ones have no roofs. And they'll have all of these stone animal-headed yoginis, anywhere from 36 to 64, and then I think there's 130-something one. They're hypotherial. They do not have temples because the yoginis swoop down. They swoop out of the sky so you can worship them and other things can happen. So we went from, and this is actually a preview because you're going to all be able to do these sorts of what I would call a morphology of Sanskrit. You're going to be able to do these at the end of this class for the most part. So you went from dak to dakin to dakin E. Now, why is that there? You don't know. You don't know Sanskrit yet. But notice it's a long A. So you've
Sounds
gone
better.
from duck to duck in. It's getting, and then dock in. It's gotten stronger. It's gotten heavier. This is what Atlas was trying to get me to explain last time, and I still haven't explained to him. Now, so you've seen dock, dock in. So dock in has a little virama. Dock in is one who has command of the dakas. Dakini, one who is of the dakas, a female possessor of the dakas, and that's the long E is a female form. So the final point I wanted to make here, and this long digression, is you have the Sanskrit root yuj. For those of you in yoga class, what does yuj mean?
Yoke.
Yoke, hitch, can mean a whole lot of things. So from yuj, you get to this word. So these are Sanskrit root. It's strengthened. The u effectively has an added to it, and it becomes yog. Right? So this is kind of what we're learning with Sandhi. This is called internal Sandhi. From yuj, you get yoga. From yoga, you get yogin. I like to use this one, like it's also like yogin is like the master of yoga. Like, have you ever heard the word swami? Well, the word swami is from the root, or is from another word that is just like yogin. So swamin. Look at me being bad there. So swamin. Swamin becomes swami. So yogin becomes yoga, which depending on the place of the sentence can be yogi. And then finally, you get down to yo, give, ni. And what you've seen here is morphology in Sanskrit. That's how you get from this one root, Y-U-J, to what, and then the ja becomes a ga for various reasons we'll talk about later. So yuj, yoga, the master of yoga, yogin, yogini, female yoga master, but really scary witch. Staneshwar used to tell us that his mother used to say, if you don't go to bed right now, the yogini is going to come through the window and get you. The yogini. But in Nepal, when they're talking about them as witches, they call them jogini. Jogini. All right. So there's your little digression.
Thank you.
I have a friend who is studying Tamil, and he wasn't
already ate pizza?
and he just asked a lot of questions like that, so he didn't have to learn Tamil. He now works for the CIA. All right, where were we? We were, oh yeah, baby. These are good ones. Now look at all this misspelling here. Oh, I swear to you, I had such a beautiful presentation. I've worked on it for many, many hours. Okay. All right, where's my list of students? I need my list of students. Where are my students? Give me this. Give me this up here. Yes. Where was I? Who had just gone? Who had I just abused? All right, it's going to be Riley, I guess. Riley, you're up. Are you out there?
I'm here.
Okay. Now, we have long A or short A, plus another dissimilar vowel. Here, it's going to be I. Remember up here, we just had A. So A plus A equals I, but A plus I equals I. It doesn't change. They just come together. So give a shot on this one over here.
Okay. Gacha.
Yeah, gotcha.
Gacha.
Mhm.
I vada.
That's a shva.
Oh,
Aishva.
Aishva.
Yeah.
Rayam.
You're so close.
What?
Aishvaryam. Start at the beginning and read it again. Aishwaryam.
Aishwaryam.
Yeah. So start Gacha Aishwaryam.
Aishwaryam.
Yeah. So then read the last part after the equal sign.
Okay. Ga Kachai Savaryam.
Gachaishwaryam. Now, I'm going to say it and you're going to repeat after me. Gacha Aishwaryam, Gachaishwaryam. Gacha Aishwaryam, Gachaishwaryam.
Gacha Aishwaryam, Gacha Aishwaryam.
Yeah, the only thing you're missing there is that it's a sha and not a sa. So Gacha Aishwaryam, Gachaishwaryam.
Gacha Aishwaryam.
Shwa.
Shwaryam.
Yeah, do it again.
Gacha Sharvyam.
That's a hard sound. I remember that one being hard. Gachaishwaryam.
Gachaishwaryam.
You're getting there. So when you're hearing this, see, Gacha Aishwaryam, Gaishwaryam. So you're going to memorize, but you should memorize it forward and backward. Gachaishwaryam, Gacha Aishwaryam. Gacha Aishwaryam, Gacha Aishwaryam. Now, what does this mean? Aishwaryam comes from the earlier word that we saw, Isha. What did Isha mean? Do you remember?
Aishwaryam.
Remember the word Isha before? Anybody?
God? Is it God or King?
God, King, Lord. You got it. So Isha becomes Aishwa, becomes Aishwarya in a similar method. So Isha gets stronger. So it goes from the Lord to lordship, or here become a sovereign. So Gacha means go, but also it can also mean to be made over. The more I look at these, the more I wonder why Goldman does the things he does. So Gacha Aishwaryam, to become a sovereign. And in fact, this Gacha here is in the imperative. So it'd be like me saying, be kingly, be kingly. Now, who was I abusing? Can't remember names.
Riley, it was me.
Riley, you're back. All right, read the Guy Levitt for me.
Okay.
Remember, it's the same principle.
Atra plus Iva equals Atriva.
Yes, Atriva. So Atriva means this very spot. Atra means here. Iva is like a really strong form of the word Eva. Eva is like an intensifying word. It doesn't mean anything. In Hindi, we call these flavoring particles. It's the same. So it's just like you would say this spot, or Atra just means here. If I was to say Atriva, this very spot right here. So Atra plus Iva equals Atriva. Before we had Cha plus Ava is Chiva. Now we have Atriva, which is Atra plus Ava in your head. And I do think that this one is an easier one to remember, but it doesn't have as much, meaning to it. Atra, Iva, Atriva. Atriva, Atra, Iva. All right. Now we've got another dissimilar one. Oop, don't get ahead of yourself there, Otter. Okay, so who's my next one? I had Riley. That means I got Sarah.
Okay.
So here, long A or short A plus O equals ow. Read for me.
Sa plus Odanam.
Yes, perfect.
Pachati.
Yes.
Equals Saudanam Pachati.
Saudanam Pachati.
Saudanam Pachati.
Yeah, keep that short. So this one is good to remember. Actually, I think this one sticks in my head well. So Odana means rice. Vrihi can mean rice too. There's a lot of names for rice. So Odanam. So Sa, long A. Short A Sa means he. Long A Sa means she. Sa Odanam. Odanam is the object of the sentence. And Pachati is like my favorite word in the world. Pachati means cooks. The Sanskrit root is pach. So pach becomes pachami, I cook. Pachataha, you cook. Pachati, he cooks. Saudanam pachati. So, or just, yeah, I mean, I like the whole thing. Saudanam pachati. Sa odanam pachati. Saudanam pachati. So the thing to really remember here is the saudanam, which means she rice, but that doesn't have any value. Saudanam pachati. Now, get on down there, Sarah, and read me that Guy Levitt business.
Atra plus oga
Yeah.
equals atraga.
Trauga. Remember?
Trauga.
Plus O is ow. So you remember o, ow. Sa odanam pachati. Saudanam pachati. Atra auga. Or atra oga atrauga. Atrauga equals atra oga. Now, I've thought for a good 3-4 minutes about how to translate this, and I could not. My closest guess is as instructed here. But pundits, when they memorize these things, they don't really care about the meaning of it. They just care about memorizing the sounds so they can reference them quickly in their heads. That doesn't work as well for me. Chiva works great. Cha, Eva. Got it. I know that because I see that word all the time. So, atra plus ogha, atrauga. O, ow. So, when you run into class and you scream at Mark, atrauga, and he goes, what the hell? You say, atra auga, and then say, how's your Sandhi, Mark? You know, or not. Poor guy, don't tease him on his Sanskrit. Okay, we're on the last one before we do some principles, and then I'm going to answer questions and go over stuff from the reading. I'm going to cut this one a little bit short for once. All right, I had Sarah. I'm at Saskia.
For the first line?
Yep. Oh, let me explain it again. So, or plus a dissimilar vowel, a different vowel. Here, ow. Long or short plus ow equals ow. Now, that looks sort of similar. Where did we see something similar like that? Plus I equals I. It doesn't change. Plus I equals I. And these more complex, longer vowels, and there's reasons for this that I will explain in just a minute, plus ow equals ow. Now, have at it.
Okay. Yeah. Chow. Hang on, I'm just reading. Okay, so yeah, chow.
Don't read the English letters.
I only did for a second just to figure out how it translates into yeah chow. Dumb, but then where's the B? Oh, right.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, chow dumb. Rum.
All right, now let me stop you. So the udumbara fruit is a common fruit. So that's why he's using it here. But he's in particular using audumbaram, which is just a different spelling of it. So yacha is imperative. It means give it. So give me this, this audumbaram. Give me this udumbara fruit. Now, really, and you don't need to remember this, but it's just a little Sanskrit side note. This could be rewritten yacha udambaram palam. Palam means fruit. Because it's audambara, that means it's like, give me this thing associated with the udambara plant, i.e. the udambara fruit. Too much. Read that second part.
Yachaudambaram.
Yachaudambaram. Yachaudambaram. So you go from yachaudambaram to yachaudambaram. That's kind of fun to say and also kind of hard to say. Yachaudumbaram. That one's hard to say fast. So maybe that's not a great one to memorize. What does Guy Levitt have for us?
I do like how it stays in the same part of your mouth, though.
Yeah, there, you're seeing it so much. And we're going to talk about this in just this next 2 slides. So much of Sanskrit is about the spots in your mouth. And that's why you need to say them out loud. Things are spelled in specific ways so that, like, a L is going to connect to a pa. A L is not going to connect to a shla or to a sha. So you won't see la sha. But shala you'll see for various reasons. So there's a sense that Sanskrit as this elegant, well put together language, as Sanskrit means, the language that is well put together, fits in your mouth well. All right, give me the guide 11 one.
The next line.
Yeah.
Okay. Cow.
Sha.
Oh, sha. Oh yeah. So sha. See. Wait, how's that? See. Sa. Asha. Asha.
That's aushad or aushadha, which means there's actually, and this is another kind of weird one.
It confuses me because that S is more like a right.
It's a sha. That's your shiva sha.
I always think it's like T or something. But so aushada.
Yeah.
But
it just together
with the yakadambaram.
Oh wait, okay. Go down to where it says memorize Levitt, Arna-Nita-Ni, page 8. The bottom part of the slide.
Kaushada.
Yeah, there you go. Chaushadha.
Chaushada.
Yeah. So here again, this is Sanskrit morphology. An aushadhi means someone who practices medicine or herbalism. Oshadha is like a healing herb. Aushadha is medicine. So Oshada, healing herb. Aushada, medicine. Aushadhi, doctor. So that's just kind of how Sanskrit works. And it's one of the more pleasurable things about it as your vocabulary grows. So here, this is, I think, easier to remember other than, unless you really like saying udambara or yachaudambara. Actually, that is yachaudambara. So cha, aushada, cha, aushadha, chaushadha. Chaushadha equals cha, aushada. All right, so what is happening with a lot of this? What you need to understand is how vowels work. There's a sense that vowels are in a normal state, a simple vowel, which would just be called a swara. Swara just means vowel. It also means a sound. Then you have the vowels getting stronger, is how they describe it. So a guna vowel is heavy. A vridhi vowel, vridhi means swollen, or you can remember it the heaviest. As you go from a simple you should imagine that an is added to that. So in guna, it can either be or Sorry, it can either be or So guna, or vridhi, long Now, imagine you add an to it. So that's like you add one to it. E plus one equals a, just like we saw with Mahesha. So plus e, a, Mahesha. If you add a long a there, you get Mahesha. So what you see is e, that I sound, plus a single a short equals a, plus a long so making it very swollen, is I. We go to the oos, oo and oo. You add an to that and you get o, lambodara, big belly. Actually, swinging belly is better, swinging belly. Then you have short oo or long oo plus a long equals ow. I see I've got a hand raised. I'll get to it in just a second. So then you have re. Remember that we saw that it became r? So it's like a short is added to it and it's r, or it can be ra. Don't worry about that. We'll get there. With a long a added to it, it can be r or it can be ra. Now, when I first encountered this, I tore my hair out. This will make so much sense as you improve your vocabulary. So this is another one of these moments where I'm just saying, remember me describing this. And just think of it this way. Vowels can be in 3 states. The regular one, swara, simple. The guna, which is heavy. Guna means heavy. And that, if it's an will be have like a short added to it. So it's ah. Then if it has a long a added to it, it's definitely going to be ah. So we're looking at the way e becomes a, becomes I, u becomes o, becomes ow, ri becomes ra, becomes ra. So if you remember me saying before, I talked about oshadha, well, that's the o. If I want to make it heavier at the beginning, it becomes aushadha. And you go from oshadha, which is a healing herb, to aushadha, which is medicine. Even further, aushadhi, one who knows medicine, a doctor. All right, who's my hand raised?
That would be me.
Tell me your question.
So basically, and this was, kind of more or less my original question about this, which is, how does this overlap with the Vowel Sandhi we have learned? Because the Vowel Sandhi we have seen thus far says if you have like short a plus short a, you're gonna get a long a, and then also over with like, say for example, adding long a or to re or re, you get the a r instead of like long a r.
Yeah.
So those are like 2 of the examples there that I'm wondering, like, since those don't match up, basically, like, how does this interplay with Vowel Sandhi, or is this completely separate?
It's to some degree, it's related. So you have long a plus e, maha, isha, mahesha. What was our I example again? Let me go back to it, because it helps me if I can think of examples. So we had gacha plus Aisha equals I. So gotcha. So the problem with this, and this has always been the issue in my head, is it feels like they're adding an at the beginning and an at the end, and it seems to flip-flop a little bit. So lamba udara, it's strengthening, because, and the reason why it's doing that with the sounds is because going from the simple vowel, you're adding a short So short equals short Now it also equals long but here there's this exception problem. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. And this guna and vriddhi from simple vowel is something that will come up a lot. And my feeling, and I know I keep saying this, is this did not make sense when I stared at it and trying to make it systematic. Dr. Williams can probably explain it to you in a way that's really systematic. I know that after just learning a lot of words, suddenly these principles clicked. But what I want you to understand is simple vowel, then a stronger vowel, and then an even stronger vowel. Those 3 steps. So in fact, huge. Look at oo. What does huge become? Yoga. That's how it goes. So huge, hitching, yoga, kind of the thing that does the hitching. Yoga, in fact, is a word that means of yoga. Let me think if I can think of any other ones. All right, here's one actually. Isha, that I gave you. Remember before, Isha means Lord. Aisha for Mahesha, but Aisha, when it doesn't, I don't often see Aisha. All right, well, Isha becomes Aishwarya. Aishwarya, like Aishwarya Rai, the famous lady, Aishwarya means sovereign. So you go from Isha, Lord, and then the I is applied, vritti is applied to it, and it becomes Aisha, becomes stronger, becomes a more abstract principle. I know, it's complicated, but here's the thing. We will keep encountering this, and we'll keep coming back to this diagram, because I want you to learn it organically, not try to remember it as a math problem. All right, so we also have this here. I've decided to break it down a little bit more for you. If you have and you're strengthening it, you're adding an strengthening it, adding an So there you get the short and the long E and E. E plus I is the guna, so that's A. E plus long A equals I. Those are the same as your Sandhi rules. U plus is O. However, U plus lambaudara, if you have long U, yeah, I guess it does work. So lamba udara. Lambodara, U plus equals O. Lamba udara, lambaudara. The problem is it switched around in your head. Now as I'm explaining it, it's more important to just see the resonance than to like get the math of it. The math of it will come clear, especially in basically the next thing we're going to do, which will be dissimilar vowels that are not A. But I want to stop there. Before I open it up to further questions on the homework and me reading through the transliteration homework, does anyone have any explicit questions? Yes, you do have to learn Sandhi. There's no way around it. Somebody asking a question in the chat. Okay. I'm sorry. I once again didn't give you a break. I apologize. So, all right. For those of you that have no questions, you're out. You can leave. For those of you who would have questions or would like me to be to read through the rest of the transliteration homework, you can hang around. For those of you that want to leave and then come back and just see the video with me reading the transliteration homework, that's fine as well. Okay, so let's do this real quick. And where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm besieged by flies in my house today. It's really irritating. Okay, here we go. All right, I read the Heart Sutra yesterday. I'm going to start slowly reading, and I'm going to read through the rest of this homework. So if you're done, you can even check yourself, before thou doth wreck thyself. And if at any point you want me to stop and read something again, just shout out. Shout out to me. Don't raise your hand because I need to see the whole screen to read these. All right, first thing. Guru Gita, the song of the Guru. Pratamo Dhyaya. Remember that's Pratama plus Adhyaya, or I'll be don't worry about that. That's the awagraha, where the short drops off. Pratamo Dhyaya. Achintya Vyakti Rupaya. Nirgunai gunatmane. So this is in shloka. This is the meter I know the best. It's hard to not read in the meter. I'll try to not read in the meter. Achintya vyakta rupaya nirgunaya ganatmane samasta jagat Adharam adam smasta jagat adara murtaye brahmane namaha rishayaha uchuhu, the rishis say, sutta mahaprajna Nigama gama paragam Guru swarupamasmakam Bruhi sarvamalapaham Yasya shravanamatrena Dehi dukadvimuchayate Yena margena munaya sarvanyatva prapedire. I used to chant this one all the time. This is a different version than the Siddha Yoga one, though. It's got a few little tweaks in it. Yat prapya na punaryati naraha samsara pandanam tata vidham param tatvam vaktavyam aduna tvaya guhyat guhyatamam saram Guru Gita Visheshataha Swat Prasaracha Shrotavya Tat Sarvam Bruhi Sutanaha Iti Sampratitaha Sutto Muni Sanghair muhur muhuhu. Muhur muhuhu. That's another Sandhi rule we're going to learn in a minute. Kutuhalena. That's like my favorite word. Kutuhala. I always used to joke. Give you katuhala. Oh, wait, no. Give me a dala. I'll make it katuhala. It means like, katuhala means like extraordinary or fantastic. But this is kutuhala. Why? Kutuhala? Not Kautuhala? I don't know, a little thing called Vridhi. So Kut, so it would be like Kutahala, Kotahala, Kautuhala. So that's how this kind of works with the vowel gradation. So Kutuhalena Mahata Bravocha Maduram Vachaha. So Kutuhalena Mahata Provacha Maduram Vachaha.
What are you doing? So
Okay, please mute yourself. Sutta Uvacha Shrunudvam Munayaha Sarve Shradhaya Paraya Muda Vadami Bavarogagnim Gitam Matri Swarupinim Pura Kailasa Sikare. Uh-oh, is that the peak of Kailasha? Yeah, baby. Siddha Gandharva Sevite Tatra Kalpa Lata Pushpam or Pushpa Mandire. Oh, yeah. Kalpa Lata Pushpa Mandire. And then that's the awagraha again. So the little the short drops off. So you'd say mandre tyanta sundare. Viagra gine samasinam shukadim uni. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Shukadi muni vanditam. Bodhayantam param tatvam madhye munigane kvachit or kvachit. But often it's kwa. That'll be a kwa sound. Prana mravadana shashvanama skurvantam adarat. Drishtva or drishtva Vismayam apana parvati pariprechati. Well, what did she ask? Parvati uvacha. So there's the ya. So parvati uvacha. We're going to see right there that a long I, when it meets up with an u, becomes a ya. Parvati uvacha. Parvati uvacha. Parvati uvacha. We're going to learn that next week. Om Namo Deva Devesha Parat Para Jagad Guru Tvam Namaskurvate Bhaktya Sura Sura Naraha Sada Vidhi Vishnu Mahendra Mahendradyar Vandyaha. It's harder, slower. Vidhi Vishnu Mahendra Adyar Vandyaha Kalu, not Ravalu, Kalu Sada Bhavan. Namaskaro Shi Kasmai Tvam Namaskara Shrayaha Kila. Drishtva Etat Karma Vipulam Ascharya Pratibati Me Kime Tanna Vijane Aham or Vijane Hum Kripaya Vada Me Prabho Bhagavan Sarva Dharma Gnya Ratanam Ratanayakam Bruhi Me Kripaya Shambho Gurum Ahatmiyam Uttaramam or Uttamam Guru Mahatmiyam Uttamam. You got that's all there, that's all there. That's all there, that's all there. So that's all the real reading I think I need to do for you. For those of you that are still here, did you have any questions on the last script handout sheet? Baylor Bailey, good, get out of here. It's Thursday. I'm here to answer any questions for the next couple minutes.
Is it where do you learn Tibetan? That's a tangent though. I should jump that, but
grad school. I mean, I did 5 years of Tibetan, and I'll tell you, it's a lot prettier of a script than Devanagari. But I just never fell in love with it. You know, I guess some people would say I have too many deep past life formations in Sanskrit and in India, and I just never fell in love with Tibetan language and Tibetan Buddhism in the way I fell in love with Hinduism.
Cool. Sanskrit's cool.
Thank
you. It's great.
All right.
See ya.
Do your homework. See y'all later. You got anything, Tessa? All right, you're out. Bye. Bye, Lindsay. Take care.